3:47 a.m. I'm sitting on the cold kitchen floor, hands trembling as I hold my phone. The messages I just read have changed everything. Every word is a knife to the chest. How could I have been so blind? How did I let her do this to me? My family? God, my family. I need to tell everything from the beginning. Before it's too late. It was a Tuesday afternoon when I met Helena. Jet black hair, mesmerizing green eyes, and a smile that seemed to hold secrets. She was at the coffee shop where I always had lunch, alone, reading a psychology book. Excuse me, but are you Marcus from the consulting firm? She asked, approaching my table. I should have been suspicious. Should have asked how she knew my name, where I worked, but her eyes, there was something hypnotic about them. That's me. Do we know each other? Not yet, she smiled, but I'd very much like to. 3 weeks later, she had moved into my apartment. 6 weeks later, I was completely in love. 2 months later, she began planting the first seeds of poison. Your mother called again, Helena said, throwing my phone onto the table with force. She won't stop meddling in our lives. She was just asking about Sunday dinner. Marcus, look at me. She held my face in her hands. Don't you see how toxic your family is, how they control you? I frowned. My family had always been close. My parents, my sister Sarah, my brother Tom. We were tight-knit. Yes, but toxic? They're not toxic, Helena. They're just what? She interrupted, her green eyes blazing with an intensity that frightened me. Just possessive? Just invasive? Just incapable of letting you grow? She turned away, walking to the window. When she turned back, there were tears in her eyes. Do you know what happens when you can't disconnect from a toxic family, Marcus? You never learn to love truly. You never learn to give yourself completely to someone. Those words hit me like a punch to the gut. You can't give yourself completely to me, she whispered. That night, for the first time in years, I didn't answer my mother's call. Things escalated quickly after that. Week 1. Helena began pointing out toxic behaviors in every conversation I had with my family. Did you see how your mother made you feel guilty for not visiting her? Did you notice how your brother always asks for favors but is never available when you need him? Your sister Sarah, she's always been jealous of you, hasn't she? Always trying to bring you down. Week 2. She started having anxiety attacks whenever I mentioned plans with my family. Week 3. She showed me articles about narcissistic families, emotional manipulation, how parents can sabotage their children's relationships. Week 4. She gave me an ultimatum. It's them or me, Marcus. I can't share you anymore with people who won't let you be happy. And I, God forgive me, I chose her. I blocked my parents' numbers, deleted Sarah and Tom from social media, changed apartments without telling anyone. Helena said it was temporary, that I just needed time to detox from their influence. That was 8 months ago. The first few months were like a dream. Helena became the most attentive person in the world. She cooked for me, took care of every detail of our home, loved me in a way I had never experienced. See how perfect we are together when there are no outside interferences? She would say, cuddled with me on the couch. I agreed. I really felt good, light, free, but gradually I realized I had traded one prison for another. Helena began questioning my friends too. David treated you terribly at that bar yesterday. Didn't you see how he humiliated you in front of everyone? Anna E. is clearly interested in you. Women notice these things, Marcus. She doesn't respect our relationship. One by one, she eliminated everyone from my life. But I didn't see it. I thought she was protecting me. Until one night 2 weeks ago, something changed. I was in the shower when I heard Helena talking on the phone. Her voice was different, colder, more calculating. Yes, it's working perfectly, she said. He's cut contact with everyone. He's completely isolated. My blood ran cold. No, he won't find out anything. I've controlled every variable. Yes, just as we planned from the beginning. I turned off the shower slowly, trying not to make noise. The money will be in the account. By the end of the month, she continued, "Trust me, he won't suspect anything." Money? What money? You're right, I need to accelerate the process. I can't let him reconnect with his family. My breathing became labored. Reconnect with family? Why was she talking about this as if it were bad for whom? Relax. In a few more months, everything will be in our hands. She hung up. I stood in the shower stall for another 10 minutes, trying to process what I had heard. When I came out, Helena was in the kitchen, smiling as always. "How was your shower, love?" she asked, kissing my cheek. It was good. But nothing was good. Nothing made sense. In the following days, I began paying attention to details that had previously gone unnoticed. Helena never talked about her past. She always changed the subject when I asked about her family, her ex-boyfriends, her childhood. She never worked but always had money. When I asked, she said she lived off investments and freelance work. She knew things about me that I had never told her. Small details about my childhood, about toys I had, about fights I'd had with my parents. One afternoon when she left to go shopping, I decided to investigate. I found a laptop hidden in her closet. It was password protected, but Helena wasn't as smart as she thought. The password was my birth date. What I found made me sick. There was a folder called Project Marcus. Inside it, hundreds of files, photos of me taken secretly over months long. Before we met at the coffee shop, detailed reports about my routine, my schedule, my favorite places, financial information obtained illegally, my salary, my bank account, my investments, recorded conversations with my family. She had hacked my mother's phone, psychological profiles of each family member, identifying their weaknesses and manipulation points, and worst of all, a contract. Contract between Helena and my Aunt Patricia, my father's younger sister who always had money problems, who was always ignored in the family, who always showed resentment toward my parents' success. The contract was simple and diabolic. Helena would approach me, isolate me from my family, and manipulate me into transferring my inheritance, which I would receive when I turned 30 next month, to an offshore account. In exchange, Patricia would receive 40% of the amount. Helena would keep 60% and me. There were messages between them, planning every detail. You need to make him cut contact with his parents completely. If they find out about the inheritance, it's already working. He hasn't spoken to his family in months. Perfect. When he turns 30, you make him sign the papers. He'll be so isolated he won't even think to question it. What if he finds out? He won't find out. And if he does, well, he'll be so far from his family that no one will believe him. My stomach churned. It wasn't just about money. It was about destroying me completely. I continued reading the files, each revelation more shocking than the last. Helena had studied manipulative psychology for years. She had done this before. There was a folder called Previous Projects with other men's names. Richard, 34, architect. Isolated from family, robbed, abandoned. Last news. Admitted to a psychiatric clinic. Fernando, 28, doctor, same pattern. Last record, suicide. Gabriel, 31, businessman. Isolated, robbed, abandoned. Whereabouts unknown. I was the fourth. There was even a manual she had written. How to psychologically break a man in 12 steps. Step 1. Identify the target. Lonely men with money close to family. Step 2. Casual approach. Step 3. Intense seduction. Step 4. Move into victim's house. Step 5. Identify and attack family relationships. Step 6. Gradual isolation. Step 7. Total control of social environment. Step 8. Access to finances. Step 9. Manipulation of legal documents. Step 10. Transfer of assets. Step 11. Abandonment. Step 12. Destruction of evidence. I was at Step 8. That night, Helena came home later than usual. She was strange, agitated. "Everything okay?" I asked, trying to seem normal. "Of course, love," she smiled, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. "Actually, I need to talk to you about something important." My heart raced. You're turning 30 next week, she said, sitting beside me. I was thinking, how about we get married? Married? No, it's sudden, but… She held my hands. I love you so much, Marcus. I want us to be a real family, just the two of us. She pulled a folder of documents from her purse. I've already arranged all the papers. We can get married at City Hall tomorrow. It'll be so romantic, just us two. I looked at the documents. Among them, I saw asset transfer papers, life insurance beneficiary changes, power of attorney forms. She was accelerating the plan. Why the rush? I asked. Her eyes flashed with a coldness that chilled me. Because I can't wait any longer to be your wife, she said, but there was something threatening in her voice. Don't you want to marry me, Marcus? It was a threat disguised as a question. Of course I do, I lied. Just, don't you think we should think it over? Plan it properly? She stood up abruptly. Think it over? Her voice was ice cold. After everything we've been through together, after everything I've done for you, Helena, I just said that. You don't love me, she screamed. You're still trapped by that toxic family of yours. You still haven't been able to free yourself. She began having a crisis, as she always did when she wanted to manipulate me. But now I could see through the act. Do you know what will happen if we don't get married? She said between fake sobs. I'll have to leave. I can't live like this anymore, sharing you with ghosts from the past. Emotional blackmail. Step 7 from her manual. Okay, I said. Let's get married. She stopped crying instantly. Really? Her eyes lit up, but not with joy, with victory. Really? But there's something I need to do first. What? I need to tell my family, even though we're distant. They deserve to know. Her mask dropped for a split second. I saw pure fury in her eyes. No, she said firmly. There's no need. They'll just try to manipulate you, make you change your mind. Helena! I said no, she screamed. If you talk to your family, the wedding doesn't happen. There it was, the real Helena. That dawn, while Helena slept, I took my laptop and copied all the files I had found. I transferred everything to a flash drive and emailed copies to myself. At 5 a.m., I left the house saying I was going for a run. Instead, I went straight to a 24-hour cafe and called my mother. Marcus! Her voice was shocked. Son, are you okay? It's been 8 months since… Mom, my voice broke. I need your help. I need you to listen to me and not ask questions. At least not yet. Of course, honey. What's happening? I made a terrible mistake. A mistake that almost destroyed me completely. I told her everything. Every detail. Every discovery. Every file I had found. When I finished, there was deathly silence on the other end. Mom. My God, Marcus. She was crying. We tried to warn you. We tried to tell you about her, but you wouldn't listen. You knew? We didn't know the details. But Sarah suspected from the beginning. She hired a private investigator. Sarah. My sister, who Helena said was jealous and toxic. The investigator discovered her name was fake. My mother continued. That she had done this before. We tried to tell you, but you blocked us. Tears began to fall. My family had tried to protect me, and I had abandoned them for a psychopath. Mom, I need to leave the house now. She might find out that I know everything. Come here immediately. And Marcus? Yes? We love you. We never stopped loving you. I returned home to grab some things quickly. Helena was still sleeping, but when I opened the bedroom door, she was sitting on the bed, smiling. Where have you been, love? Running, I lied. Liar, she said, still smiling. You went to talk to your family. My blood froze. No, I didn't. She got up from the bed and walked toward me slowly. There was something different about her, something dangerous. Marcus, 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 she shook her head. Did you really think I wouldn't find out? She showed me her phone. There was an audio recording of my call with my mother. I've been tapping your phone for months, she said casually. Just like I tapped your entire family's phones. How had I been so naive? So you know that I know everything, I said. I do. And you know what else? She moved even closer. It doesn't matter. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Because you're not going to tell anyone. She took an envelope from the drawer and threw it on the floor between us. Do you know what this is? I picked up the envelope with trembling hands. Inside were photos, compromising photos of me, photos she had taken without my knowledge, photos that would ruin my life and career. Blackmail, I whispered. I call it business. You sign the papers, transfer the money, and these photos never see the light of day. You try to report me, and they show up in all your contacts, at your company, with your family. I was shaking with rage and fear. You're a psychopath. I'm a businesswoman, she corrected. And you're a man who made bad choices. But don't worry. After I get what I want, you'll never see me again. And if I don't sign. She smiled, and for the first time I saw Helena without masks. I saw the monster she really was. Then you'll discover that I can be very, very creative. When I don't get what I want. You know what I discovered about you, Helena? I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Or rather, Carla Mendoza? Her smile wavered. I found out about Richard, about Fernando, about Gabriel, about all the other men you destroyed. She took a step back. I found out about your partnership with my Aunt Patricia, about all the money you planned to steal, about the other crimes you committed. You can't prove anything, she said, but the confidence had vanished from her voice. Yes, I can. I pulled the flash drive from my pocket. I copied all your files, all the contracts, all the conversations, all the evidence. Her face contorted with rage. You can't do this to me. I already did. And you know what else? My family already knows everything. The police have been notified, and I discovered something you don't know. What? Fernando didn't die. He's alive, hospitalized, but alive. And he's going to testify against you. Just like Richard, just like me. She ran to the kitchen. I heard the sound of drawers being opened. Knife. I ran after her, but when I reached the kitchen, she was standing in the middle of the room holding a kitchen knife. You ruined everything, she whispered. Everything. Helena, put the knife down. Let's work this out. No, she screamed. I'm not going to prison. I'm not going to lose everything because of you. She ran toward me with the knife raised. I dodged and ran for the door. She came after me, screaming like a madwoman. You're not leaving here, she shrieked. If I can't have the money, you won't have a life. I managed to reach the door and unlock it, but she caught up with me. The knife passed inches from my face. I pushed her hard, and she fell to the floor, hitting her head on the coffee table. Silence. She didn't move. When the police arrived, Helena had woken up but was clearly confused. She had hit her head hard and was disoriented. All the files were found, all the evidence, all the crimes. Helena, whose real name was Carla Mendoza Santos, had an extensive criminal record. She had been wanted for similar scams in 3 different states. My Aunt Patricia was arrested the same day. She tried to deny everything, but the evidence was incontestable. Fernando really was alive. When he learned there were other cases, he offered to testify. Richard did too. Gabriel was found 2 weeks later living in a small town in the countryside, too traumatized to return to normal life, but alive. I'm writing this from my parents' house. I moved back here temporarily while I do therapy and recover from everything that happened. Carla was sentenced to 15 years in prison for multiple crimes: fraud, extortion, invasion of privacy, attempted murder, criminal association. Patricia got 8 years for complicity. I still have nightmares. I still blame myself for being such an idiot. I still get scared when I see women with black hair on the street. But I'm alive. My family forgave me. My friends forgave me, and I learned a lesson I'll never forget. When someone asks you to cut contact with people who love you, that person doesn't truly love you. Predators isolate their prey. People who truly love you want you to be happy with everyone who's part of your life. My mother was right from day one. Sarah was right. Tom was right. I was the one who was blind. Today, when I look back, I see all the red flags I ignored. She appeared out of nowhere. She knew things I had never told her. She moved into my house too quickly. She had no verifiable past. She attacked my family immediately. She isolated me from all my friends. She had crises whenever I questioned something. She never talked about herself. She always had money without working. How did I not see it? Because I didn't want to see. Because she was beautiful, caring, passionate. Because she made me feel special. Because she told me she loved me more than anyone had ever loved anyone. Because predators are experts at giving us exactly what we want to hear. If you're reading this story and something seems familiar, if someone in your life is trying to isolate you from your family and friends, if someone is telling you that you're better without the people who have always loved you, if someone is pressuring you to make important financial decisions quickly, if someone doesn't have a verifiable past, if someone has crises whenever you question anything, run fast, run far, and never look back, because some people aren't people. They're predators, and you're worth more than any love story they can invent. This is my story. I survived to tell it. I hope you never have to go through this, but if you are, you're not alone. Your family loves you, your friends love you, and you deserve to be truly loved, not by a predator, by real people. The End author's note. This story is based on real cases of psychological manipulation and victim isolation. If you or someone you know is going through a similar situation, seek professional help immediately. Signs of abusive relationships include isolation from family and friends, financial control, constant monitoring, emotional blackmail, devaluation of previous relationships, pressure to make important decisions quickly. Remember, true love doesn't isolate. True love liberates.